Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to do a video to explain what's due this week. You've got 2 assignments, and they are in the calendar, but I haven't done the news post yet. So let's talk about your final assignment for Unit 3. And so you've submitted your pre-writing for your final activity, and this is pretty straightforward. Now all you have to do is write the essay. So what that means is I have to give you guys all feedback really quickly. So I'm still working on that. I should have it back to you, all the feedback to you, either by the end of the day today or tomorrow morning. So if you don't have your feedback by tonight, check your Dropbox by let's say 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, because I've got my prep period too, so I should have time to finish up any essays that I haven't given feedback on yet. So I'm just opening up the assignment for you. So remember, we are not doing the peer editing portion, but the idea is that I'm expecting that you will have somebody peer edit your rough draft of your essay before you submit the final draft. It's really important that before you submit the final draft that you pay attention to what the rubric is asking you to do, and that you look at the word count. So there is a maximum word count, not a minimum word count. So I actually want you to try to achieve the expectations in 1,000 words or less. So if you write like fewer than 1,000 words, that's totally fine. I don't want you to write more than 1,000 words. If you only gave me 250 words, though, that would probably be a problem, because I don't think you would be able to meet all of these expectations and write only 250 words. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to be going in and counting your words. You may have teachers in the past that are asking you to put like what the word count is at the end of your essay. I don't want you to do that. I don't care. All right. If you can achieve all of these expectations and write fewer than 1,000 words, that's awesome. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, what else? I think that's it. Oh, you will see assignment 4, learning skills and work habits discussion. I'm not requiring you to do that, so you can ignore the learning skills and work habits discussion. It's good. It's not that the information in here isn't useful. It's just we're kind of down to the crunch here, and I would like you guys to, once your essay is done, I would like you to get started on Unit 4, Activity 1. So let's talk about Unit 4, Activity 1. Unit 4 is actually a lot of fun. At least I think it's a lot of fun. I hope you do too. It's our media unit. And in the first activity, we are going to be, let me just see here. I'm noticing an issue with this that I'm going to have to fix, because it says it's beginning April 21st. That's not good. Let's fix that. Let's make it begins. Bear with me for a minute. I don't think this actually matters because I've unlocked it, so you should be able to see it anyway. But let's say it begins today. There we go. Okay. Update. Okay, so you should be able to see Unit 4, no problem now. And Activity 1 is kind of an introduction to the idea of what the media are. Media is plural, actually, for medium. So medium is singular, media is plural. And there's a whole little review on the medium as a message. For some of you guys, that may be a review. It might be new for some of you. There's a lot of good stuff in this activity. So there's a podcast that you can actually listen to that talks about Marshall McLuhan. There's a embedded video to one of the Canada Heritage Minutes on Marshall McLuhan. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff in here on listening strategies. And this is really important. I know some of you guys might sometimes just try to skip to the activity, and you should never do that, but in this case in particular, don't do that, because I'm giving you a list of specific strategies that you can try while listening that I'm actually expecting you to apply while you listen to a podcast. So then there's some information in here about the difference kind of between a podcast and reading. And then I actually have a link to episode 1 of a particular podcast called Serial. So what you are going to do in this activity is you are going to listen to episode 1 of Serial. I suspect many of you, after you listen to episode 1, will have a difficult time stopping at episode 1. It's a really interesting podcast. And I know this just because I've had lots of students tell me that they ended up listening to the whole podcast. It's very binge-worthy. So you only have to listen to episode 1 though right now, and then you go to the assignment area. And one of the things that I'm asking you to do is to, in question 1, it says the first episode begins with information about the podcast sponsors. But I think in the version that's up now, it doesn't have that information anymore. So if you find that you're not getting any info that helps you answer question 1, just skip it. Don't worry about it. The other ones, though, should all still be relevant. And I'm scanning now. Yes, you're good. So there are questions 2 to 7 I want you to answer, and you are going to submit that to the Dropbox that's provided. I've given you actually a worksheet that you can complete. It's basically just a template that you can fill out as you're listening to the podcast. But the questions are all posted down here. And the second activity for this one is a blog post. You're going to write it on your actual blog, but you don't need to do it right now. But one of the things that I am asking you about, let me just see. Now I'm opening something so I can't see it. Right. Yeah, so the document that is provided, the worksheet, it's just a graphic organizer to help you record your answers, but you don't need to use it. You could just answer the questions that I've got posted on here and submit them. So don't worry about the blog post, the assignment 2 for activity 1 for unit 4, just do the questions. So all you have to do this week is an essay. So the good copy of your essay and the questions for Serial. So that's not actually too bad because it won't take you very long to listen to the Serial episode. And the essay is not meant to be a long one. And that's it. Oh, one more thing that I do want to say though is you should be applying MLA format to your essay. Now, I realize that for many of you guys, you're not actually going to have anything that you're citing, but remember, MLA format is not just about the citations, it's about the way that your essay should look. So I will post in the news here a reminder about where to go to find out what your essay should look like in MLA format, and I will try to have my feedback to you guys as quickly as possible. That's all.